Well, that was a rather quick look at soldering in the little sleeves and the bucket ears. There's not a whole lot to show you other than, okay, hey man, here they are. Now, before somebody goes out and buys this stuff, I want to take just a minute and tell you it is not like any soldering you've ever done before. It's not like the old soldering flux you put on your copper water pipes and get out your little torch, get it hot, and touch the solder boy, and then turn all liquid, boom, sucks down in the joint. This stuff doesn't work that way. If you go to the OD website, they will tell you do not overheat the joint. You want to get the solder to what they call the semi-solid state, or I call it the fudge point. That's a term we use in metallurgy. That's right when you're at the melting point of the material. This is what the flux looks like. Let me aim the camera down a little bit. Oops. Hold still, darling. Flux is kind of a green paste, like a green grease, and of course, what else you use? A flux brush. Put a good coating, not too thick, but a good 100% coverage on both the sleeve and up inside the hole where the thing's going to mount. And then what you do is I got a little sketch made up here for you. Not sure how well that's going to show up, but you start heating the joint. Now this is the bucket ear. Here's the alignment rod. Here's a little sleeve sticking out. Notice I left it sticking out just a hair. Now you got to start heating down here on the thick part of the bucket ear. What you don't want to do is start heating here and have this thing sucking the heat out. So you start heating down here, heat both sides. And what I did was I just came in, and as I heated up, I'd lay the solder right here on this little ledge. And just as it started melting, I might take the torch, make a quick pass around it, come back and just do that. Then I'd come in on the bottom and put just a little bit right here. And then I would take the sleeve and I'd give it a little twist back and forth as I was pushing it in. And I got a real good solder joint. Now, if you overheat the joint, and you start getting this, where the stuff is just melting and falling off the joint, part of you done got it too hot. You might as well shut the torch off, let everything cool down, pull it apart, because what's happened, you have burned the flux. The flux needs to stay in a liquid state. When you take it apart, you're going to see it looks burned like the grease on a barbecue grill after you got through cooking some chicken or some steaks. It's going to be all black and charred, and it does not work. The OD website will tell you, well, let it cool off a little bit. Well, I've tried it. It doesn't work. What happened is you have killed the action of the flux. You take the joint all apart, clean everything up, degrease it, get rid of all that burned flux, reflux the joint, and try it again, and then you'll get a good joint. Now, before I took the bucket outside, remember early in the video, talked about that we needed some anti-rotation clips. Well, I happen to have this little piece of scrap. This is just some 1/2 by 1/4. I made 2 and welded them on, and we'll go take a quick look at that. Then we'll move the bucket outside. We're gonna see if this thing's gonna fit on the loader.